Brother Abdul Rahman emails that upon whom is zakat due from? The owner of the mal, of the property, or the one who is responsible for the maintenance of the owner? Put another way, he asks, can somebody pay zakat on behalf of somebody else? Or does the owner have to pay zakat himself or herself? And then he says, for example, a woman has gold and she does not work. So is it allowed for the husband to pay the zakat upon her wealth, or must she pay of her own wealth?
وما أرسلنا من قبلك إلا رجالا نوحي إليهم فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون.
The response to this: zakat is an obligation due from the wealth to the poor. If the owner of the wealth is baligh, then it is due from that owner, baligh and aqil. Yani if the owner is of age and sound mind, then the owner is primarily responsible. If the owner is not baligh or not aqil, so suppose a child, so an orphan child, his father has left him $100,000 of property of in the wealth, $100,000 in the bank account, whatever. The child is not baligh, the child is not aqil at this stage. So in this case, the guardian of the child shall dip into that account and take the zakat and give it to the mustahiqeen. So it is obligatory on the aqil and the baligh, the one who's adult and whatnot, and it is obligatory on the wali of somebody who's not baligh and aqil. However, this obligation can be transferred voluntarily. She or the child cannot demand. Now obviously the child is not going to be able to demand, but I'm saying in the case of the wife, for example, the wife is obligated to give her own zakat if she has the wealth, and if she has jewelry. By the way, pause here, footnote, I have not yet given a detailed discussion of the zakat of jewelry. Maybe one day I will go into this, because the zakat of gold jewelry is one of the most contentious issues of all of zakat, and it goes back all from the time of the Sahaba. Do you give zakat on your personal jewelry? Does a woman give zakat on gold or not? This is a very, very hotly debated topic amongst all of the four schools, and perhaps at another time I will go into this. But for now, let us assume you are following the Hanafi madhab, because you are saying you want to give zakat on your wife's jewelry, and this is basically the Hanafi madhab in this regard. Let us assume that is the default position. I'm not saying that is the right one, by the way. I'm simply assuming for the question. Now, you are saying, may I give it on behalf of my wife? I respond, yes, you may, but the wife cannot demand of her husband, nor can somebody else demand of another person that, hey, I don't have liquid cash, I only have, let's say, gold, so I am demanding you to pay of your money on my zakat. No. If you volunteer and you are charitable, may Allah Azza wa Jalla bless and reward you, and may your marriage flourish. MashaAllah, it is a gentleman thing to do. We expect a husband to do this, that if his wife is not working and she has, solid assets that are, not liquid, she's not going to sell them, that in this case, we expect the husband to be generous and give. But the Sharia does not require the husband. I have to be very clear here. It is one thing to be gentlemanly. It is another thing to be specific and pedantic. It is not the obligation of the husband. And if the wife does not have liquid assets, well then she has to sell. If she's following the position that zakat is due on gold jewelry, then she must sell the smallest amount, 2.5%, and then give zakat on that. So there is no other way. And then this, if the husband volunteers graciously, no problem in that. And the same goes the wali of an orphan. If an orphan has wealth and the guardian, the uncle, whatever, says, you know what, I would rather that the money remains to the child and I'll just give from my own wealth as zakat. Well, then we have no doubt in stating that that person shall be blessed, and his wealth, Allah will bless him and reward him for taking charge of the affairs of the orphan and protecting the affairs of the orphan. However, we have to be technical. It is not obligatory for the uncle, the cousin, for the guardian of the orphan to dip into his own pocket to give the zakat of the wealth of the orphan. It is not obligatory. And if this person does so, there should be no guilt whatsoever. It is not his responsibility to pay the zakat of the orphan's property. It is on the orphan's property, so he may dip into that 2.5%. And obviously Allah is watching and Allah knows how much he's taking. So he may dip into that and give from that amount 2.5%, and that is what is obligatory. So bottom line, a person may volunteer to pay on behalf of somebody else, in which case it is a gift. It's like literally, suppose the wife has to pay $1,000 in zakat, she doesn't have liquid cash. So the husband says, I'm going to pay for you. My gift to you is $1,000. So it's as if he's gifting her 1,000. She then gives, it becomes her property. She then gives this 1,000 in zakat, and lo and behold, her obligation is done. So the party may gift the other party, but it cannot be demanded from the one who owns the wealth. And I hope that that is clear.
يا من أجبت دعاء نوح فانتصر وحملته في فلكك المشحون يا من أحال النار حول خليله روحا وريحانا بقولك كن